things we do to our vehicles to keep them clean.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, peoples. How are you today?
Today we are out driving around checking out the yards that we're going to start on probably next week. We were going to start this week, but yeah, it's still really wet. The ground is really wet. And then we had a bunch of rain all day, or all last night. So anyhow, we're going to see what we're going to be hitting this year, or what we're up against this year, which it's going to be a pretty simple year for us because of what we did or were able to do last fall. Because we had nice warm weather last year, and we were able to get all of our cleanups and everything done last year. So we don't have last year's work and this year's work. The grass is just starting to green up a little bit. So, you know, some of the areas. But as soon as this grass gets really green, oh boy, big messes everywhere.
That's where we take our car.
That's one of the yards all messed up.
Yeah, it looks... Oh, nope, it's still sitting there. Darn. Oh, boy.
So anyhow, yeah, her car's been in the shop to get air conditioning lines changed. The problem is, can't get them.
Well, he had the parts. He was just trying to get them put in.
Well, they were... Yeah, everything's late for him. And he got set back because he was waiting on an engine to show up, and it showed up 4 days late. So it really messed up his schedule. So he's about our age, and it's time to get him to start slowing down like the rest of us are trying to do.
And I figured it out what happens. When we're out doing lawn care, we have people that will come up to us and say, hey, how much would you charge me to mow my grass? Or how much would you charge me to clean up my yard? And they're right there in front of you, and it's the hardest thing to do is tell them no. And that's what happens, I'm sure, at the mechanic shop. Somebody comes up and says, my car's not running right, and instead of telling them no,
they jump on
they're right on it.
Yep. So as we're driving around at all our yards, what are you seeing, Vicki?
I'm seeing how it makes a difference when you get your fall cleanups done. There is hardly anything that we have to do for a cleanup this year. It is so good because you know how tired you are when you first start out doing lawn care in the spring? And then you have to add those spring cleanups in there. It's like you get so tired. So this year we'll be basically just doing a little bit of thatching. We have a few yards to thatch.
About 50, I think. No, not even 50. No, we downsized.
We don't have that many thatching. Maybe 10 or 15 at the most.
I forgot we got rid of all them yards, including that great big huge one.
So, we're not gonna, and then we'll be right into mowing.
Yep.
We have some mulching jobs to do, but we can just fit that in whenever. It's not like we have to be rushed into it. Oh boy, this one looks beautiful too.
Except for one little thing.
Boy, look at the trees that fell down. Is that ours to clean up?
Here, hold the window.
I'm not sure if that's ours or that goes on the neighbors.
That's ours.
We used to do both of these yards, but looks like...
That's his.
So we're going to have to pick all that up. But he has a place for us to put it. But yeah, yard looks beautiful.
So, we are creatures of habit. I mean, I was so used to going from one yard to the next yard. We were heading up to the next yards, which the direction I was going, we can't go because there's no bridge across the river. I forgot all about it, so now I'm going to go all the way back around again.
That's all right.
So we're going to be battling that a little bit this summer. I know I'm going to make a couple turns, or try to make a couple turns down there, and I have to turn around and come back.
Yeah, we're just driving around, seeing what the yards look like. It's going to be a few weeks before we can actually work, but that's all right.
Yeah, we're going to go look at the 1 yard right now. We might grab a few branches out of there now if they're not too big. I didn't grab a chainsaw, so I wasn't planned on doing any work yet, but we'll see what it looks like when we get there.
That ditch. This ditch right here, there is no water.
It's always got water in it.
Always when we start out in the spring. There's our branch that we got to clean up. I think we might need the chainsaw on that.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't have the chainsaw with us. And then here comes the... Yeah. Here's another one that the ditch is dry. And this one we got to clean up. We got all these grasses.
So we're in really good shape. We just got to wait for everything to get green now.
Oh yeah, I bet you this ditch is dry too.
Oh, that one's got a little bit of water, but guess what? We don't do that one anymore.
No.
We just went by a yard that the lady fired us because we were too expensive. So.
Oh, she's got big trees laying in the backyard too.
So, yeah, we don't have to clean that up. We don't have to do any branches or nothing with that one anymore. And that was up.
Because she didn't like our price.
Yep.
Because we didn't come there more than one time.
Because everything fell at once, so we did a whole full cleanup in one shot, and she wasn't happy with that. So she got rid of us, which is fine because it was a big, huge cleanup when we were there for 3 hours anyhow.
There ain't nothing there neither.
Yep, another yard, nothing there.
And the ditch is almost dry.
Yep.
Huh.
So it looks like probably 2 weeks. We might be able to get on a few of them next week, but it's going to be kind of questionable.
So that makes the difference that we had a mild winter. We didn't have a whole lot of snow this year.
Huge
and
difference.
This spring so far, there's not been a lot of rain. If this continues the way it's going, we might not be mowing much this year.
Which would be fine because we'll go do something else.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to. We'll just have to take the motorhome out for a few days.
Yep. So we'll just take it as we get it because we have no control over the weather, but I think we'll be fine with our yards that we do have and the customers that we do have should take care of us without a problem.
So we were saying too before that our place that we dump all our leaves at, it was a steady stream of traffic coming in and out of there.
Last fall.
Yeah, well, you can tell because all the yards, most of the yards are all cleaned up. There's a few that haven't gotten cleaned up in the fall, but for the most part, everything's cleaned up.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be our end of our talk Wednesday.
Truck Talk Wednesday, I guess it is for today. Anyhow, hopefully you can hear us over the wind and the waves and everything, but our season's going to be hopefully getting to a slow start come next week, and we'll see you on the next one. Everybody have a good day.
And I just want to tell you that the breeze off this lake is a lot colder than that breeze was coming off of the Florida beach in Clearwater.
Yes, it was.
Peace.